The next generation of payments is here now, and we are ready. I'm Kimberly Lansing, and welcome to Central Payments Monthly Buzz. After extensive internal testing and implementation, Central Payment will be launching the Vx520 as the new terminal of choice for our free terminal program. The Vx520 offers a full range of the latest payment acceptance options, including NFC contactless, as well as EMV transactions with both dial and high-speed IP connectivity. Central Payment has made a significant investment into this new program due to the market demand and the need for our valued sales partners to walk into a business with a product that will arm and ready our merchants for the future of payments. Now, most of our competition doesn't even have this terminal in their arsenal, but you'll be walking in with the option for the business to have it for free by signing with you. I sat down with Dan Shepard, one of our top sales agents and President Club member, to discuss the Vx520. Take a look. Well, thank you for joining me today, Dan. I know that you're the guy to talk to about this Vx520, so here we go. This terminal has been clocked in at one of the fastest IP terminals on the market. So how does that come into play when talking to prospective merchants?
With a transaction speed of 1 second, it gives them an opportunity to not stop, which a lot of times they do now, especially with the dial-up terminals. It takes a minute, minute and a half usually, where this will process a transaction in 1 second.
When speaking to a prospective merchant about it, does that impress them? Do they understand how far the technology has come?
The busier merchants do, and they appreciate it more than just a regular mom and pop type merchant. Liquor stores, gas stations need that type of speed.
Yeah. Now, do you personally have merchants asking about this next generation payment service similar to the Vx520?
They're not really asking so much about the terminals as they are about the technology.
Right.
When it's coming into play, what the difference is, why we're using it versus basically their standard swipe. Everybody's starting to want to lease some new terminals because of the accessibility. For them to be able to actually use their Google Wallet, they tap it, it's paid. It would give them the step ahead of everybody else. They're already up and ready.
How beneficial is it to your sales approach when talking to merchants about the impending arrival of EMV and that Central Payment has a device that will accept those types of payments in the near future?
Extremely important because it shows that we are the leader. With this, it gives us the advantage over a lot of the other competition because we're already there.
Now, the Vx520's software architecture is somewhat similar to the Vx510. So how does that come into play with the comfortability in the field, working with merchants, and switching from one to the other?
They actually will have an advantage with this terminal versus the Vx510. The 510 is either basically regular phone dial or we have an IP version, whereas this unit is all in one. It's a dual comm. So they can use it either way. If they stick with the traditional phone line, they plug it in. If they want to go to the faster speed, they go to the internet. So it gives them much more capability.
And they are very similar.
Yeah.
So it's really not going to take much. No one needs to be afraid of change.
Absolutely not. No, this is going to benefit them. It's just as easy to use as the Vx510.
Well, Dan, I learned a lot about this Vx520, and I really appreciate you coming in and taking the time to talk about it with me and everyone else. Thanks.
My pleasure.
Okay, let me break this down so you really understand what all the hype about EMV really is. Now, first off, all the card brands have rolled out their roadmaps for accelerating U.S. adoption of EMV transactions. Now, recent industry news has shown us that aggressive progress is being made in the technology infrastructure on the processing end to ensure EMV adoption is a success. Here are a few key pieces of information to keep in mind when discussing EMV adoption and the impact to merchants within the U.S. EMV stands for EuroPay, MasterCard, Visa. It refers to the global standard of using chip cards that provide strong security features compared to traditional magnetic stripe cards. EMV is central to the efforts in preventing the growth of fraudulent activity right here in the US. Now, chip cards have had a wide range of success abroad in combating fraud, mainly due to the embedded microprocessor chip that securely stores and protects cardholder data. Visa and MasterCard have released tentative dates for liability shifts to merchants. Once that goes into effect, merchants who have not adopted EMV-enabled technology may be held financially liable for any card-present fraud that could have been prevented if they used EMV-enabled terminals. Lastly, EMV adoption in the U.S. includes contactless payments from either an issued card or a mobile device. Mobile payments using contactless cards and EMV chip and PIN card transactions all utilize the same language protocols. With central payment, merchants will be able to accept all three payment methods. So, as you can see, EMV is a very exciting step into the future, and central payment, well, we're ready to go. Our question today comes from Anthony in Austin, Texas. Hey there, Kim. I've seen in department stores like Macy's payment terminals that show that they can accept Google Wallet. Will we have a solution for our merchants that will be able to accept these types of payments? That's a great question, Anthony. Our Vx520 terminal is ready out of the box for every merchant to be able to accept all forms of NFC or near-field communication payment transactions like Google Wallet. As a matter of fact, central payment merchants who use NFC-enabled terminals, such as the Vx520, will be able to accept all forms of NFC mobile payments besides just Google Wallet. If you have a question for me, email it to kim@cpay.com. As we all know, most bank card sales partners focus on three things: rates, service, and finally, products. We think your product line has strengthened recently with the launch of the new free terminal program, so focus on adding value to the merchant and not just on how much money you can save them. Thanks for spending time with me today. Remember to find us on Facebook. You're probably logged in right now. Just go to facebook.com/centralpayment, like our page, and while you're there, be sure to leave a comment. We'll see you next month for more Central Payment Buzz.